friend got invited to visit Japan and asked me to tag along. The first few days we stayed in Tokyo at the Prince Gallery Hotel. Breakfast was definitely a must before we conquered our jam-packed itinerary. Since we only had 3 days in Tokyo and a few work-related events, we had to strategically plan out our trip. Luckily, the hotel is located at Akasaka Station, which made visiting any neighborhood in the city super easy and fast. On our first day, we went to Team Lab, which is an art exhibition where you get pulled into a borderless world of animation. My favorite room is the floating lantern room. Oh, this is a mirror! Oh my god, I almost crashed into this! Just watched this Gundam show. It was really lame because it's not nighttime. Anyways, it's really lame, so I don't think you need to come and line up for this. Crossing, the famous crossing! That night, we ended up grabbing dinner with our friend Yoshimi, who we have actually never met in real life until now, but we talked for hours as if we've been friends our whole life. We should cheers to new friendship. Yeah, cheers! Cheers! Thank you! Oh man, this is rough. This is day 2. Yep. So we slept for 3 hours. Yeah, it's rough. So Jessie made me get up early on day 2 to visit the Minji Shrine. Apparently, it's a very popular place to visit for the tourists and the locals, especially on New Year's Eve for worship. It was said that in 2010, over 3.2 million people visited the shrine in the first 3 days of the new year. Oh, it's like a really sunny day today. Alright, we're super behind on schedule. And this one won't listen to me. Okay, so by the end of this trip, I'm pretty sure we're no longer gonna be friends. But that's fine. See, we're not even talking anymore as of now because I'm cold. But I have these like warm hand warmer things that we got. These are very important and they stay hot for like 16 hours. We headed back to the hotel for some hearty Japanese breakfast. And let me tell you that as a breakfast person, this is one of the best hotel breakfasts I've ever had. There were a combination of self-serve and menu items that you can order, and delicious Japanese coffee. Jessie got invited to high tea, except she didn't explain to me there was going to be food involved. I thought it was just tea. Even though I was stuffed from breakfast earlier, I was not going to miss out from gorging on yummy Japanese dessert. We also got to celebrate 10 years of friendship on both of our birthdays. That night, we went to an onsen, which was incredibly uncomfortable experience for me because I didn't know what onsen means. So for those of you who are as uncultured as I am, onsen means public bathhouse. So apparently in Japan, it's really disrespectful and you're not allowed to go into the hot tub with a tattoo showing. So poor Jessie had to purchase these, and what it looks like.
It's like a fake skin.
Besides the bath, there were shops, games, and restaurants inside, kind of like a little village. Inside the actual bath, you obviously can't film because people are naked, which was a total disturbance to me. So here's a clip of me frolicking in the hotel hot tub. We ended the night with late night ramen, and yes, there's a difference between ramen in America versus ramen in Japan. Oh my god, this is so good. On our last day, Jessie had a kimono fitting, and as I watched her get fitted, I couldn't help but think back to when we first met back in uni. We didn't even like each other, but somehow through online gaming, watching Taiwanese dramas, and studying to get into med school, we became best friends. Jessie has one hell of a personality, and no one has ever made me laugh louder than she has. I am so grateful to have her in my life. Ah! Is this your first time doing a kimono fit?
And then you get number.
Oh!
See? Hey, what's the number?
86.
Alright.
Oh my god.
So you got like a best luck.
Yeah.
Biggest.
Finally, the moment I have been waiting for it since I've landed. To be able to drive in Japan, you have to have your passport and you have to have an international driver's license, which you have to get prior to the trip. Ridiculous in this.
Well, it's a good thing you're wearing like a red costume.
How do you feel? A little nervous.
How do you feel?
I'm a little nervous. Oh wow. If you only have a few days to spend in Tokyo, one of the best ways to explore the city is to hop in a Mario Kart. By the way, cars drive on the left side in Japan. One of my friends actually recommended doing the tour at night, but I have night blindness and I use 2 feet to drive a normal car, so if you're not disabled like me, the night tour is more epic. On our last night, we went to get street food in Akihabara district, which is famous for Japanese pop culture and electronic shops. Then we stumbled upon streets of arcade games and spent way too much time there being hopeful, but lost all our change. This area also has ton of cafes like Maid Cafes, Owl Cafes, and Shiba Cafes. Oh. Jessie was super excited to go to the Shiba Cafe, and I thought there was going to be so many Shibas wanting to play with me, but they all avoided me like I was the doggy plague. Team Lab was such a unique experience. It's like a museum dance party in a Pixar movie. If you ever want to experience an adrenaline rush without triggering your sympathetic nervous system, you cannot come to Japan without Mario Karting. To do Tokyo in 3 days was absolutely insane, but not impossible. My advice is to pick the right hotel location, get familiar with the subway system, and fight the jet lag, especially if you're coming from the other side of the world. If New York City is your idea of busy, Tokyo is like New York City on steroids. Thanks for watching. See you next time.